Now this is an Airbus A330-900 and it has two engines. But what happens if we just use one of them? I mean, the A330-900, like all long-haul twin-engine airplanes, of course, has the ETOPS certification, which means for even though one engine passed away, you can still fly your airplane across oceans. Skibbity. Now it stands for extended twin engine operations, and practically it is a guarantee that if you fly with this twin engine airplane across the Atlantic and one engine fails, that one engine will be able to safely get you to your next airport, even though it's great distances away. Yes, it is a little known fact. Airplanes can very much fly off of only one engine. So let's do a full flight of one engine. I've kind of done some preparation right here. We're flying for now from Frankfurt to Zurich. According to SimBrief, we'll be in the air for 40 minutes. But my expectations is a little bit more. Right, so this is the towless A330-900 for the X-Plane Flight Simulator, and that means we'll have proper simulation. Batteries are on already. Let's turn on the APU to get ready for that engine start. We have a whole 375 passengers on board, and our cruising altitude will be 23,000 feet. Let's go ahead and listen to the ATC now, something called the ATIS frequency. So that gives us information.
Runways 36, 25 center, 25
okay, we're going to use runway 25
right.
Center.
Visual approach is in use.
All right, time to talk to ATC. Franklin clearance, good day. This is RIS 001, gate Alpha 22. Request IFR clearance to Zurich with information Yankee.
Clear to Zurich via the AH. Next 3 Foxtrot departure, then as filed. Departure runway 25 center. Initial climb 4,000.
Clear to Zurich via the NX3 Foxtrot departure, and then as filed. And runway news 25 center, initial climb 4,000, departure frequency 118.505, squawk 3, squawk 5351, RIS 001. Okay, good. All is well. Now we've got the formalities, we've got kind of the flight plan here already. Yes. So we're gonna take out runway 25 center here, and then we're gonna do a nice,
or as I like to call it, a glorified metal tube with wings.
Shut up.
We're thrilled to have you on this flight from Frankfurt to Zurich.
Yeah.
Please take your seats according to your boarding passes.
All right, now time to get going. So, ground, this is RIS 01 at gate Alpha 22, ready for push and start. All right, we're getting ready for a pushback. All is good.
RIS 001, Frankfurt ground push and start approved. Face southwest.
Push and start approved, face southwest, RIS 01. Come on, start to do this. There's a pushback tug here. Let's make sure that we're ready for engine start. We're gonna use engine number 1, so the left engine right here. Let's turn on the APU bleed. Let's turn off the external power and release the parking brake so that our pushback tug can start tugging. Come on. Yes! That kind of worked. Also, that jet bridge is scraping. This is a very realistic flight. Let's turn on engine number 1. So here we go, ignition start, and then engine number 1 start as well. Yes, and I've never seen an airplane turn on so diligently. All right, now it's time for the interesting bit, and that is taxiing. I mean, okay, it happens in real life. Some airliners, especially after landing, already turn one of their engine off to save fuel. And it makes sense. Planes can taxi very well on one engine. You just have to be very careful to only give in very little thrust. Come on, very slow. Yes, quite like this. And now it's not going to be that big of a problem to only have one engine running. And I don't even have to steer against it so much. Let's go ahead and talk to the flight attendants. Captain to crew.
For departure.
Captain Crew, do you think we can fly the A330 off of only one engine today?
Oh, Captain, I admire your confidence. But let's not turn this into a one-engine circus act, eh? Just remember, if we end up in the sky like a confused bird, it's all on you.
No, generally, we're going to fly to Zurich.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we push back from the gate, I'd like to remind you that we're flying on an Airbus 330. Our captain, Schmidt S., thinks he can fly this beauty off one engine today. So if you see us doing any unexpected acrobatics, just remember it as all part of the show.
Yeah, so do you think it's possible?
Oh, Captain, if you think you can fly this thing with one engine, then I suppose we might as well just put a rubber band on the other one and hope for the best.
What do you mean? That makes no sense. Anyway, everything's going nicely. We have no fuel, weight data, none of the stuff is initialized, but that's not important anyway. I don't think we could have the computers calculate the performance off of one engine, something I have turned on is the APU. Yes, you know, the little engine in the back here, that's going to be very important for providing us the necessary hydraulics for flying. Talking about flying, let's go ahead and do it. Frankfurt Tower, good day. This is RIS 01, Lima 3, runway 25 center, ready for departure.
RIS 001, runway 25 center, wind 080 at 3, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25 center, RIS 01. All right, let's make sure we've got the flaps set up. So flaps 2-1 is good. Now, let's see how we should do this. We're obviously dealing with differential thrust.
Runway 25 center, wind 080 at 3, cleared for takeoff.
We're probably going to have a very spinning airplane. We need to fight against that. The problem is, and this is a big problem when taking off with only one engine running, if we go full power, this rudder surface to prevent this airplane from, drifting to the right is not going to be very effective because we're at low speed. So this is what's going to happen if we go full power. Look at this. Full power, toga takeoff on the single engine. We're going to definitely spin out of control to the right. Let me just steer to the left here to go against that. It doesn't really work. Look, I can't steer against it. It's just gonna, I'm fully steering and it still will steer only to the right. Because again, we're not fast enough. So what we need to do is maybe use the whole runway here at Frankfurt Airport and slowly advance throttle. Very slowly. Come on, just give it a little bit more taxi speed here. Everything's fine. Engine speed at which I can still fight against this airplane veering to the right. Very good, very good. Just a little thrust, just a little thrust. Okay, good. We're nicely able to keep this airplane on center line. Generally, taking off with only one engine is pretty hard. Come on. I've given him too much. The airplane is now veering to the right. Now, this is a big problem. Not only do we have the engine power, but we also need to make sure the airplane doesn't veer off the runway. So we need to fight against that. Here we're using rudder, which also kills our efficiency in terms of aerodynamics. So this is very bad. We're going to use the whole runway, I'm pretty sure. But we can slowly advance throttle. There we go. This is good. This is good. This might have been a bit too fast. This airplane isn't happy at all. It says land ASAP. Well, we're taking off right now. I'm not really following you there. Come on, let's carefully go faster. Yes, it is. We are slowly advancing throttle. There we go. Yes, we are going full power, and we need that. 100 knots. That's good. We have a little bit of runway left, so let's go ahead and use that. Come on, I want to see you climb out of Frankfurt Airport now. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? A330 taking off of only one engine. Yes, 140 knots, 140 knots. Come on, let's do it. We have overrun, we have tail strike. We are in trouble. We're in lots of trouble, actually. We have overrun, we have died. Now, that nearly went wrong. That nearly went wrong. Wow. Glad nothing happened. Okay, we're nicely flying. We're not really nicely flying, actually. Come on. See, for takeoff, a plane needs a lot of power. That's a little known fact. In fact, it needs so much power that, yes, while a single engine is able to keep the airplane in the air, it's not really able to have the airplane depart. 118.505 versus 01. All right, so that's what I'm trying to say. Also, we definitely missed that departure route right here. And according to our clearance, we were supposed to immediately do a left turn and then, take off here into the south, but airplane fall. Frankfurt departure, good day. This is RIS 01, passing through 1,400 feet, climbing to 4,000 feet. Okay, looking good.
RIS 001, Frankfurt departure identified. Climb flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, RIS 01. We're supposed to climb to 19,000 feet, and that's not going to happen, honestly. We're climbing at barely 700 feet per minute, by the way. Just wanted to mention that. But we are flying. Maybe this takeoff would have worked if the runway was a little bit bigger. Also, to be honest, we've got quite a bit of load here. Lots of cargo. Quite a few passengers. Look, we're nearly full. If we were fully empty, this wouldn't have been a problem, I think. All right. Meanwhile, we're now climbing at 1,000 feet per minute. Oh, barely. So, flight attendants, what do you think of this takeoff? Wasn't this a good takeoff?
Oh, Captain, I must say that takeoff was smoother than a buttered eel on a slip and slide. But let's not get too cocky and...
Climb flight level 210.
Climb flight level 210, Mr. 01. We are definitely taking our time for sure. Yeah, this is the truth about flying off of only one engine. While you can still make it, if you're above the ocean and you lose your engine, you can make it to the other end. It's just gonna take a lot longer and the flight's gonna be a lot less comfortable because the airplane won't be able to maintain like 30,000 or 40,000 feet anymore. You need to descend, and at 20,000 feet, you have a lot more turbulence going on, and the flight's gonna be a bit worse. So that's probably gonna be our case right here. We're probably gonna have a very, very poor flying experience. I mean, this plane is doing its literal best. Toga takeoff. And we can only climb at 600 feet per minute. That's not gonna go very well. All right, anyway, all is well. We have now done our departure right here. We're at 9,500 feet. Things are going very well. We don't even need to have to set up any auto speed because this thing is just given in full power. It tries to fly at the lowest speed possible, 220 knots. What I'd really like to see is how well this airplane flies itself. The autopilot is so capable, in fact, that it seems to know that only one engine is running because it's very much using the rudder to make sure this airplane doesn't like spin out. Okay, that's not gonna happen. But this airplane so doesn't drift at all with the rudder deflector. It just flies nicely. Okay, 11,000 feet. Climbing is becoming a lot harder, and I honestly don't know for how long this engine can run at Toga power. Look, we're kind of very much stressing out this airplane.
Risk 001, expect the Ryla 2 Alpha arrival. I'll start your descent in about 20 minutes.
Twister 01, expect Ryla 2 Alpha arrival runway 14. Is there any VIA that I should enter in?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached cruising altitude, which is a fancy
Well, not
way of
really.
saying
We're at 12,000 feet, but I see you're giving up on climbing. But we're able to climb now still. Good approach. Good day. This is 01, passing through 12,000 feet. All right, Zurich Airport is over there. We're flying through clouds. At least we're not, like, super slow. I mean, our plane is Mach 0.43 of a ground speed of 260 knots. I mean, I know that's not very fast, but hey, look, we're flying. That's all that matters. Long ride, a good day. This is Risk 01, passing through flight level 150, climbing to flight level 230. I think we're not able to do that right now. The plane is barely climbing. I mean, we're still in clouds.
Cleared for the Ryla 2 Alpha arrival. When you're ready, descend, flight level 070.
Clear for the Ryla 2 Alpha arrival, and when ready, descend flight level 100. All right, so the X-Plane flight simulator just crashed, and so we have to kind of continue this flight. I kind of lost the flight plan now. Anyway, we are now going to come in for a landing nicely anyway. We've got quite bad weather here at Zurich. That's going to be a bit of a problem, but none to worry about. We might be a little bit fast. Let's go ahead and do this good flying. And now we're kind of running this airplane at idle speed. Actually, we need a little bit more speed. In fact, do not stall out, please. Oh, that might just happen. We're flying through what I would call is a snowstorm. Let's turn on the anti-icing so everything goes well, and the anti-icing works. It's not really needed on the second engine, which is why it's not working on the second engine. Everything is looking good. How are the passengers doing back there? Are they kind of scared?
I think the passengers are hanging on to their seats a bit tighter than usual, but I assure you, they're more scared of your flying than anything else.
Shut up! Okay, there we go. We're now turning left for a landing. Okay. First, is one final approach runway 14. All right, let's try this again. We are now landing at Zurich's airport. Only one engine is running. Autopilot is still flying the airplane, but you can see we're on final approach. Runway 14, clear to land. Risk 01. Okay, so far, especially on approach, we don't notice that
Roger,
much.
you are on the ILS approach for runway 14 at LSCH. Speed.
All right, let's ignore everything that's just happened. Let's go and get the landing gear down. Risk 01 clear for landing runway 14. Finally. All is well. Runway 14 is right there. Our plane is kind of screaming at us for various reasons. Right now, we can't really tell much of our problems. I mean, this looks like normal crosswind situation, but something that we'll definitely not use is reverse thrust because of the differential thrust that we've been talking about the whole time. Shh. Oh yeah. I don't think this is any excuse to not butter. Let's go and use the reverse thrust anyway. Actually, it's probably not going to make that big of a difference, does it? All right, 4 reversers on only 1 engine. Actually, not that big of a deal at all. We're able to stop. Yes, everybody, I've proven that if you have long enough runways and long enough patience, 1 engine will be able to take a plane safely from one location to another. Granted, something we have not simulated today is engine wear. If you fly for 8 hours with the engine running on full power, I don't know if it's going to be able to like that. But anyway, look at this. Flight attendant, we have survived this. Isn't this good? So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, good night. And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters. Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, That Dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Finder, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New York. You've got beautiful names.